చరిత్ర గురించి చెప్పినప్పుడు క్రీస్తు పూర్వం క్రీస్తు శకం అని చెప్తాం. రాష్ట్ర పన్నుల శాఖ చరిత్రలో జనవరి 22 ముందు, జనవరి 22 తర్వాత, 2022 తర్వాత అని చెప్పాలి. ఎందుకంటే బుగ్గన రాజనాథ్ గారు మంత్రివర్యులుగా బాధ్యతలు స్వీకరించిన తరువాత ఈ శాఖ స్థితిని, గతిని, దశను, దిశను ఉన్నత స్థాయికి పెంచి రాష్ట్ర స్థాయిలోనే కాకుండా దేశ స్థాయిలో ఒక గుర్తింపుని తీసుకుని వచ్చారు. వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖలో విప్లవాత్మకమైనటువంటి సంస్కరణలకు శ్రీకారం చుట్టి రాష్ట్ర పన్నుల శాఖకు ఒక సేవా విభాగంగా చేయాలని, పారదర్శకత పెంచాలని, టెక్నాలజీని అందిపుచ్చుకుని మెరుగైన సేవలను అందిస్తూ ఆర్థిక వృద్ధిని సాధించాలని ఆచరణలో చూపించినటువంటి అరుదైన ఆర్థిక నిపుణులు మన మంత్రివర్యులు. ఈ నాటి ముఖ్య అతిథులు శ్రీ బుగ్గన రాజనాథ్ గారు, రాష్ట్ర ఆర్థిక శాఖ, అసెంబ్లీ వ్యవహారాల నైపుణ్యాభివృద్ధి సంస్థ మరియు వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖ మార్చులు. వారిని సవినయంగా ఈ వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. ఈరోజు మరొక విశిష్ట అతిథి శ్రీ వెల్లంపల్లి శ్రీనివాసరావు గారు, ఎక్స్ మినిస్టర్ గారు మరియు ఎమ్మెల్యే వెస్ట్. వారిని వేదిక మీదకి సవినయంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. ఈనాటి మన ముఖ్య అతిథులు సెంట్రల్ ట్యాక్స్ చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ గారు అయినటువంటి సిజిఎస్ జోన్ విశాఖపట్నం శ్రీ సంజయ్ పంత్ గారు. ఈ బయోమెట్రిక్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ లోను మాకు సహాయ సహకారాలు అందిస్తూ పూర్తి సహకారం అందిస్తున్న సంజయ్ పంత్ వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. అలాగే పరిచయం లేనటువంటి వ్యక్తి, మనకు ఆప్తులైనటువంటి ఈ వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖ ఫైనాన్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ సెక్రటరీ శ్రీ నటరాజన్ గుల్జార్ గారు. దేశ స్థాయిలో ఆన్లైన్ సర్వీసెస్ టెక్నాలజీ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ లో గుర్తింపు కలిగించి అన్ని రాష్ట్రాలు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ లో కొత్తగా ఏం చేస్తుందో అని ఎదురు చూసేటువంటి స్థితికి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రాన్ని నిలబెట్టారు. రియల్ టైమ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ డాష్ బోర్డ్, డేటా అనాలిటిక్స్, రిటర్న్ ఆటోమేషన్ టూల్, నాలెడ్జ్ హబ్, కెపాసిటీ ట్రైనింగ్ లాంటి ఎన్నో నూతన ఆవిష్కరణలు చేసి టెక్నాలజీ ఇన్ జిఎస్టీ అంటే ఏపీగా చూపిన ఈనాటి గౌరవ అతిథి శ్రీ గుల్జార్ గారు, సెక్రటరీ ఆర్థిక శాఖ, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ వారికి వేదిక మీదకి సవినయంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం సార్. శ్రీ ధీరజ్ రస్తోగి గారు, ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్, సో జిఎస్టీ అండ్ ఢిల్లీ. సో సార్ ప్లీజ్ వెల్కమ్ ఆన్ టు ద డయాస్ ప్లీజ్ సార్. ఇక మనకి డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో పెద్ద దిక్కు, మంత్రివర్యులు దార్శనికతను, సెక్రటరీ గారి మార్గదర్శకత్వాన్ని, మంచి మార్పులను అతి తక్కువ సమయంలో సుసాధ్యం చేసినటువంటి ఒక నాయకుడిగా వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖ ఉద్యోగుల సిబ్బందిని మన్నలను అందుకుని వారందరినీ ముందుండి నడిపించిన రథసారథి, నాలెడ్జ్ కంపాస్, రిటర్న్ ఆటోమేషన్ టూల్, జిఎస్టీ మిత్ర లాంటి నూతన ఆవిష్కరణలకు పునాది వేసి వాటిని వాడుకలోకి తీసుకొచ్చినటువంటి ఈనాటి గౌరవ అతిథులు శ్రీ ఎం గిరియాశంకర్ గారు, చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్. వారిని వేదిక మీదుగా ఈ కన్నడ రావాల్సిందిగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. అలాగే శ్రీ సాధు నరసింహారెడ్డి గారు, కమిషనర్ సెంట్రల్ ట్యాక్సెస్ గుంటూరు, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి సరైనగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ ఎం అభిషిక్త్ కిషోర్ గారు, స్పెషల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ కమర్షియల్ ట్యాక్సెస్, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి సవైనంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ కె రవిశంకర్ గారు, కమిషనర్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని స్టేజ్ మీదకి సవైనంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. అలాగే శ్రీ డి రమేష్ గారు, కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని స్టేజ్ మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ జేవిఎం శర్మ గారు, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ అప్పీల్స్ విజయవాడ, వారిని సవినయంగా స్టేజ్ మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ కె నాగేంద్ర, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని స్టేజ్ మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ ఎస్సి కృష్ణమోహన్ రెడ్డి, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, ఆర్ఓ విజయవాడ, వారిని సవినయంగా వేదిక మీద ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ ఆర్ బాలాజీ బాబు, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, తిరుపతి అప్పీల్స్, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. సార్ తరువాతి కార్యక్రమము, ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి అధ్యత వహించవలసిందిగా ఎం గిజాశంకర్ గారిని కోరుతున్నాము, చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్. తర్వాత లైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది ల్యాంప్ ఇప్పుడు. సో సార్, నౌ ద లైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది ల్యాంప్, ఆనరబుల్ మంత్రివర్యులు వారిని మిగిలిన విశిష్ట అతిథులందరినీ కూడా లైటింగ్ శ్రీ ఓ ఆనంద్ గారు, జాయింట్ కమిషనర్ విశాఖపట్నం, వారిని కూడా వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాము. అలాగే ఫ్రెడరిక్ కోపర్ గారు, అసిస్టెంట్ కమిషనర్ సెంట్రల్ ఎక్సైజ్, వారిని కూడా వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాం. So, welcome address by Sri M. Gijashankar Garu, Chief Commissioner of State Tax. వారిని అడ్రస్ చేయమనిగా కోరుచున్నాం.
Honorable Finance Minister Sri Buggan Rajendranath Garu, Sri Ajay Kalam Garu, former Chief Secretary and the Principal Advisor to Government, Srimati Rayana Bhagyalakshmi Garu, Mayor of the City, Vijayawada City, Sri Malladi Vishnuvardhan Garu, Vice Chairman of AP Planning Board, Sri Vellampalli Srinivas Garu, former Minister and MLA Vijayawada West, Sri Sanjay Pant Garu is the Chief Commissioner at Visakhapatnam from CBIC, Sri Natarajan Guljar Garu, Secretary to Government, Sri Dheeraj Rastagi Garu, he is the Executive Vice President of the GST network, the backbone for the entire GST administration. Then we have Sri Sadhu Narasimha Reddy Garu, he is the Commissioner CBIC from Indirect Taxes at Guntur. Then all our officers, Commissioners Ravi Shankar, Ramesh, Additional Commissioners Mr. Mohan Reddy, Shekhar, Nagendra, Balaji, Sharma, all the Joint Commissioners and the Deputy Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, Deputy Assistant Commissioners, GSTOs, Senior Assistants, Junior Assistants, Office Subordinates. So entire hierarchy is here for today. So then we have more particularly the awardees. So there are about 195 awardees. We have domain experts, and we are very particular that this occasion we should have the participation of all the taxpayers. So we invited, and we have a large presence of the various trade associations and the auditors, tax practitioners, chartered accountants, whatnot, everybody. Sir, this is entire galaxy of the universe of the tax administration related to Andhra Pradesh. So I extend warm welcome to all of you. As my colleague Shekhar mentioned, today is a momentous day. This day, as he said, it marks a special place in the history of tax administration in Andhra Pradesh. The reason being, it's not just we all have met here. It is because we have launched, in the sense Honorable Finance Minister Sir has launched a critical program, a most valuable, useful kind of a program, a tool, so that helps the taxpayers. As you know, ever since Sir has joined or taken over the Commercial Tax Department, and soon after that the Secretary Sir, Mr. Guljar, and myself, we also joined with 1 month, I know, this way, that way, but so there has been a constant effort to improve the taxpayer services. So whole concept is to facilitate the taxpayer for his voluntary compliance. As you know, GST, the inherent principle, the core concept of the GST is voluntary compliance. When we want the voluntary compliance to be the basis, obviously we need to facilitate them. So there has been a shift in our thought process, shift in the approach towards the taxpayers. So instead of keeping a suspicion over the taxpayer, it is more of a trust, more of a kind of facilitation, so that the taxpayer will definitely, come up with his compliances. So keeping that in mind, today in the morning at 9:30, Honorable Finance Minister, Commercial Taxes, so sir has launched a unique tool, and it's an approach, and it's a method through which the bogus taxpayers or the bogus registrations can be cut. And it is through biometric authentication of Aadhaar, and after only the biometric authentication is done, then one can go for registration. So that is it's a revolutionary step that has been put forth by the GST Council and enabled by GST network, and now that is become a reality in Andhra Pradesh. Of course, it has already been launched in the country in the first time by Union Finance Minister in Gujarat, and later it started in Puducherry as well. But Andhra Pradesh has volunteered that we would like to be part of this pilot. So it's only on a pilot basis, but still entire state has been taken as a pilot, and thanks to the support of the CBIC, Sri Sanjay Panchi, the Chief Commissioner, so it's a combined effort. So it's like the staff of both CBIC and the staff of state taxes, both together will man this center that is called GST Kendra, Seva Kendra. So we would like to show for a minute about a brief video on the GST Seva Kendra, the biometric authentication process. Yeah, so I request benefit of all the participants here. So this whole, the entire Kendra that has been inaugurated by Honorable Finance Minister just before coming over here, and then similar kind of Kendras are there in all in the entire state. We got about 12 such Kendrams, and then that would take care of all the divisions and all the circles and all the applications related to GST registration. If it is proved to be a high risk one, then one has to undergo this biometric authentication. Then apart from this, today there are 4 other programs, and as we proceed, we will request Honorable Finance Minister Sir, the Chief Guest, to launch one after another. So just briefly I'll tell what those 4 are. So those other 4 are, we have come up with GST Mitra, then that is again to facilitate the taxpayers and understand what are the discrepancies in their tax payment, and then so that they can the voluntary compliance can be improved. They can make corrections, course corrections in their tax payment. Then the other one is Jnana Kshetram, that's a knowledge hub. So when Honorable FM Sir launches, we'll explain in detail. Then the department has now come up with our own vision, mission and values. So that also Honorable FM Sir is going to release that. And then finally we'll have the distribution of awards and incentives. Just one point with regard to this biometric authentication. One may have a doubt as to when we have an already OTP based kind of Aadhaar authentication is taking place, then one may think as to why should we go for this biometric authentication. So in the recent past, you must have seen that in other parts of the country like Noida or Gujarat and partly in Andhra Pradesh also, we have seen some rackets working on creating fake registrations. Because of the fake registrations, there is fake ITC. This fake registration and the fake ITC are like twin sisters. Because of the fake ITC, the government is losing huge revenue, and then we need to curb at the inception stage, that is at the registration stage. So the Aadhaar and the phone number attached are linked to the Aadhaar have been, are manipulated in Gujarat, and then they found that huge number of new registrations have taken place, and that led to so many complications. Then based on that, the GSTN has come up with this Aadhaar biometric authentication of Aadhaar before we go for GST registration. So the endeavor is to help the genuine taxpayer. So the genuine taxpayer shall not be put to any kind of inconvenience, and just because a fraudster or a fraudulent registration takes place, then that should not lead to, if he supplies something, and then that should not lead to any kind of harassment to the genuine taxpayer. So in order to protect the interests of the genuine taxpayers, this biometric authentication of Aadhaar before we go for GST registration has been introduced. So with this, I stop now, and then I request Master of Ceremony to take over and then conduct further proceedings.
Thank you, sir. So now GST Mitra Sir Chepparu. The GST Mitra is a path-breaking initiative by APCT department which provides a platform to the taxpayer wherein any discrepancies noticed on account of returns filed are made available to the taxpayer, with an objective to promote a culture of voluntary compliance and foster a tax conducive environment. It aims to reducing the physical interface of the business community with the tax officers, thereby facilitating a transparent business environment with improved taxpayer services delivered to an automated process utilizing the state-of-art technology. Sir, now the Gaurav Mantri Varni, so GST Mitra tool ni official ga launch cheyamani korutunnamu. Sir, all other dignitaries also please join us, sir. Thank you, sir. Please.
AP Commercial-Tax Department welcomes you all to the home page of GST Mitra. We are very happy to inform you all that GST Mitra is first of its kind initiative in the country by AP Commercial-Tax Department in GST design. This initiative is made for the benefit of taxpayers, showing the statements of returns discrepancies that are generated completely through automated process using state-of-art technology. This video explains step-by-step process to access the report. To know your tax complaints, please click on this icon, GST Mitra Know Your Tax Complaints. This platform offers a secure and user-friendly interface where only the concerned taxpayers can access the report through OTP validation. In step 1, please enter your GSTN. After entering the GSTN, please click on Next. In step 2, please enter the mobile number which is registered with GSTN. After entering the valid mobile number, please click on Receive OTP. Once the registered mobile number validates successfully, please enter the received OTP. After entering the OTP, please click on Verify OTP. Once the OTP verification is successful, the taxpayer can select the financial year for which he or she would like to generate the report. After selecting the financial year, please click on Generate Report. Please wait for some time while the report generation is in progress. The report is generated and this report is showing 5 types of variations identified for the financial year. To see each of the variation identified, please click on View tab indicated against each of the variation. Please click on this option given here. To view all of the variations identified at a glance, please click on View All Reports. The entire report can be downloaded here in the option given. And to select any of the other financial years, please click here. By selecting the other financial year and by clicking Generate Report, the same process follows. And to exit this application, please use this logout facility provided at the top right corner of the page. And this returns to the home page. And for any of the queries, please select the help facility provided here. For any technical queries or concerns, reach us at the mail ID given here. And for any tax related queries, please reach out to your jurisdictional tax officer. And the jurisdictional tax officer details were given here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Chief Commissioner, sir, will explain about GST Mitra.
So just to add a few more points about the GST Mitra, sir. So, as you have been telling us in every occasion that we should facilitate the taxpayer as much as possible. We should empower the taxpayer so that we can encourage him to comply with the tax norms, the tax rules. And therefore, in that direction, this particular tool we have developed, sir, this is purely an in-house development, in-house tool that our people have developed under the leadership of Abhishek Kishore and also Shekhar, Jai Krishna and Renuka and the team, the entire team. So a couple of other assistant commissioners, everybody, they supported in development of this. So this, as you have seen, sir, once a taxpayer gives his TIN number, GSTIN, and an OTP goes. So we have taken a precaution that, so there is no data, the privacy of the data is ensured and the data security is taken care of. Only the concerned taxpayer only can access this, so that any other person cannot just access and then create problem to him. So that is the first precaution that we have taken. Second thing is, then when the returns are filed and when the taxpayer is paying his taxes periodically, then whatever the discrepancies are there, if the taxpayer comes to know before an audit or inspection or ASMT 10 is issued, so before such kind of any of the act enabled interventions. So we thought if taxpayer comes to know, then all whoever is willingly, if he wants to comply, then definitely they can come forward and pay the discrepancy, or they can raise a kind of a ticket with the department that this discrepancy is not correct. So that we can facilitate the taxpayer, we can empower the taxpayer, so that the taxpayer will definitely come forward and then make the payment. So in this particular, whatever the example that has been taken to display the tool, so only 5 kinds of discrepancies are there, so the only 5 are shown. The tool has the capability to evaluate the entire data and throw up 17 different kinds of discrepancies. So because of this, the taxpayer will have a 360-degree analysis of his entire functioning, his tax payment, so he can correct himself. He can make the course corrections. So that is the principle behind this, and the underlying concept, underlying the value that we have assumed is we wanted the trust. We want to trust the taxpayer so that when we give this kind of information, taxpayer will make his whatever the corrections are there, and then he will comply with the tax rules. So that is the thing, sir. This will richly benefit all the taxpayers. So taxpayers can, so initially all the top taxpayers of 18,000 only we could enable this because the reason being, so we are yet to get the data from the GST answer. So the GSTR 2B data, if we get, then definitely we can enable for all the taxpayers of around 4 lakh plus. And then I would like to make a request to Sri Dheeraj sir that the data may be shared with us so that we can further provide this, this facility can be extended to all the taxpayers, and the taxpayers will get to know what his position is, and then he can make corrections. And thank you so much.
So thank you, sir. Sir, GST Mitra tarvata knowledge hub జ్ఞాన క్షేత్రం గురించి ఇందాక చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ గారు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నారు. So now the జ్ఞాన క్షేత్రం is launching by the Honorable Minister Garu and other dignitaries on the dais. So then the జ్ఞాన క్షేత్రం, we are releasing the books in the compodium phase, but we have a online full information is there. We'll provide in the internet through our executive dashboard of the department. So all officers can view all these things through online. So first we'll release the Jnana Kshetram, different compodiums, circulars, SOPs prepared by the department officials and the guidance, noble guidance of the Chief Commissioner and Secretary, sir. So now it is opening now, please. Yes. Thank you, sir. Sir, జ్ఞాన క్షేత్రం గురించి బ్రీఫ్ గా చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ గారు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు.
So just to briefly explain what the Jnana Kshetram is. So I hope you could recall, sir, the first meeting that you had conducted of the department about a year ago, post reorganization. So Honorable FM sir has strongly, he emphasized that the department, if we want to put them to the next level, there should be a series of trainings should be given, and also everybody shall be clearly told as to what his job is, what is the standard procedure, and the instructions should be crisp and clear so that one can perform his job. Once we prepare this, train them, and then we periodically discuss over them, then it will lead to an improved functioning, and the knowledge improves, and the improved knowledge will definitely will empower them. The empowered officer can perform better, and that will ultimately lead to better revenue mobilization of the state. So we have taken the concept seriously, and then under the guidance of our secretary, sir, so periodically trainings have been imparted. So trainings with the help of NASIN at Bangalore, NASIN Visakhapatnam, with the help of our Chief Commissioner of CBIC, so we could conduct trainings. And then similarly at the state level, 55 master trainers have been identified, and the master trainers have been thoroughly trained so that they became the trainers, the torch bearers of the knowledge, and then they started training officers down up to the junior assistant level. Similarly, then the exposure visits have been conducted. 2 teams, one team headed by Abhishek Kishore, another team by Krishna Mohan Reddy and Nagendra. They all have gone to Bangalore and Mumbai, Karnataka and Maharashtra. They met the CBIC teams there with regard to particularly to learn about the practices related to service sector. Then further we have conducted, now the second round of training is now going on in the field, and at the same time a new concept emerged, that is the peer learning. Then in this direction, sir, we have started having a discussion forum. We started a discussion forum, and then this discussion forum is at the level of a regional level and the additional commissioner at the regional level. So they either in a hybrid mode, virtually or physically or both. So they discuss with the various officers on a particular topic, a burning topic, so or a case study discussion. So we call that as knowledge compass, and that is in every region in the last 1 year they conducted about 30 odd such kind of a knowledge compass based kind of sessions they have conducted. Then we came up with the idea, Secretary Sir and with the help of domain experts, so came up with an idea that we will have profiles of each sector. And then the profile that includes not only the risk parameters related to a particular profile, the case studies, citations, and various other, the entire spectrum of the particular sector is taken and a monograph is prepared. Those monographs are now being shown to you. So these monographs help the officer when the officer takes up an audit or inspection, or if the officer wants to conduct a training to his own staff, then in a particular sector, that monograph helps him, and this is under the banner field learning. So this kind of about 20 or 22 different kind of sectors, such kind of profiles have been developed. So all these three, we call it as our knowledge hub. In Telugu, we call it as Jnana Kshetram. So this is the whole concept behind this, sir. Thank you so much for the idea and the support. Because of your support, we could get more than 5 crores for conducting trainings and various other kind of exposure visits and various other aspects in the last 2 years. So this kind of a support, when provided to officers, particularly when the training is given and the exposure visits are done, then there is every chance that the greater compliance will be there, greater enforcement would be there, that would lead to greater revenue collections. And in fact, one team has gone to, in fact, I also went to Kerala. This is on intelligence collection, human intelligence collection. So we have a strong data analytics center, and now with the human intelligence, and by marrying these two, the data collected from the machine and also the information collected through human intelligence, we want to marry these two and then come up with a better enforcement strategies. And so this whole concept is our Jnana Kshetram, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So the whole Jnana Kshetram is, you have seen the live lo me andariki kanipistundi. The beauty of this Jnana Kshetra is you have to chart with the actual profiler and mentors of who created that profiles. So then iterate every 3 months, every 2 months, they will iterate and then update the profiles for the benefit of the officers and the other staff. So this entire background was created by one Mr. Sri Arun. So the online platform, I must congratulate him on this occasion. Thank you, Arun. So now the vision, mission and values of the Commercial Tax Department. So earlier, మనకు తెలుసు మనకి ఒక విజన్ అనేది ఒక గోల్ అనేది లేకుండానే మనం పనిచేస్తున్నాం అనేటువంటి ఒక ఫీలింగ్ తోటి ఈ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కి ఒక విజన్, మిషన్ అండ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉండాలని ఒక నిర్ణయం తీసుకుని కమిషనర్ గారు, సెక్రటరీ గారు, గౌరవ మంత్రివర్యుల వారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఒక విజన్, మిషన్ అండ్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ ది కమర్షియల్ ట్యాక్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ని ఇప్పుడు రిలీజ్ చేయవలసిందిగా గౌరవ మంత్రివర్యుల వారిని, డిగ్నిటరీస్ వారిని కోరుతున్నాం.
would like to further elaborate on the vision, mission, core values of the department, sir. So this is a shared vision. It is not something that we have written at the state level and then thrusting it on the officers. So the vision statement or the vision building, it has been done through a consultative and also in a consensus manner. So we have discussed with our field officers, we shared various vision documents, vision statements of the various other entities like CBIC, income tax, and also the state taxes of various states. And then also not only this, we have looked at the various countries' vision statements. And then again, we went back to the basics. The basic thing is, as you have been always telling us, the two topics or the two important critical items are the serving the taxpayer, serving the department. So we have taken the clue from that. Then all our, based on these two premises, these two salient points, all our ideas then converged, and then we came up this particular vision statement. So I just read out this: we endeavor to serve the taxpayer and the state with an efficient, transparent, and professional tax administration. So the whole purpose is, it's not tax collection department, it is taxpayer service department. Is the kind of concept that we want to induce and also infuse in the department. And then when we serve that, while we serve the taxpayer, we serve the state also. But the way we serve should be, and it has to be, should be an efficient, transparent, and professional tax administration. So that is the principle and the concept behind this vision statement, sir. Similarly, the core values are accountability, fairness, responsive, transparency, and trust. And as I mentioned, when we developed the GST Mitra, trust is the basic, the value that we wanted to promote. So these are the core values of the department. Objectives and the mission, as you are well aware, sir, it is revenue mobilization, compliance facilitation, encouraging entrepreneurship, professionalism, sustainable economic growth, and hassle-free service to taxpayer. So removing the hassles and then facilitating the taxpayer with the service is the key concept. And so with this, I'll hand over to our Master of Ceremony to further continue with the proceedings of the today's program.
Thank you, sir. So releasing functions almost all were over. Now the Gaurav Atithulu, Visishta Atithulaiనటువంటి వేరే డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి మిత్రులు, అలాగే జిఎస్టీ నుంచి వచ్చిన వారు, గౌరవ అతిథులు అందరూ కూడా ఇప్పుడు తమ సందేశాన్ని వినిపిస్తారు. వాటి ముందుగా శ్రీ ధీరజ్ రస్తోగి సార్, ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ జిఎస్టీ అండ్ న్యూఢిల్లీ. సో వారిని ప్లీజ్ come and give his address the occasion, sir.
Honorable FM, sir, and honorable public dignitaries that have collected and the officers. It's a very, what should I say, that whatever product that GSTN has launched, we are actually seeing it being implemented over here. So it's a very proud time from the point of view of GSTN. But then I would also like to say that it's a pilot project and we have a lot of learning in the pilot project. So many of the corner scenario, many of the difficulties that come forward, so we wish to observe all of them very keenly over the period of next 1.5 months, so that whatever difficulties come, we get them resolved, and then also develop a facility where not only the officers do the biometric, the taxpayer also can himself do the biometric, so that he is facilitated with a service right at his doorsteps. So that would be our ultimate motto will be. And in the function, I have also come across many of the new initiatives that have been launched. For example, GST Mitra tool and GST it's a Gyan Kshetram. So we would also like to learn from them, and if possible, then perhaps extend to the all India, so that everybody benefits whatever initiative is being taken at Andhra Pradesh. I know it's a very forward-looking state in terms of IT initiatives. So many of them we would like to implement at GSTN also. So thank you, and I congratulate all of you for this wonderful initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Rastogi sir, last 2 days before he came and observed all these proceedings for biometric authentication. On behalf of the AP Commercial Tax Department, we thank to GSTN New Delhi, sir. So now Sri Sanjay Pandgaru, Chief Commissioner of Central Taxes, CGST Zone Visakhapatnam, please address the gathering, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Honorable Minister of State Finance, dignitary of the dais, senior officers, trade fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sanjay Pant. I am Chief Commissioner, Central Tax. My team of less than 2,000 collect almost 80,000 crores of revenue from the whole state of Andhra Pradesh, which is excise jurisdiction. 40,000 comprises of customs duty, including everything, IGST and cess. 23,000 from the GST, and 70,000 from the central excise. You know, in Arthashastra, Kautilya has said and postulated 5 basic parameters for a law to be good. For a law to be good, it has to be very simple. And the second is, there should be continuous increase in the revenue and the base of the SSC. Third is, the interface between the SSC or so-called the trade during that time should be minimum. It's just like a bee collecting honey and without affecting either the flower or the bee. The purpose is like that. There should not be any interface. And the fourth is that there should be minimum disputes. Minimum disputes, and if disputes are there, there should be robust redressal grievance mechanism. 2017 GST was born. Almost now it's 2023 end. 3 postulates are fulfilled. The SEC base has gone up. Like for example, when we started the beginning, the central excise, or let me talk to the GST base was hardly 40,000. Now we are controlling approximately 1,71,000 SSC base. State is controlling almost 2,81,000, 1 lakh more than us. When we started, the revenue was some 8,000 crores. We has gone to some 23,000 crores. So there is a buoyancy. There is an increase in the SSC base. The interface absolutely has become minimum. All offices are turned into the e-offices, and all the processes are through the GST and other forces. Second condition has been met up. But whether the law is simple, law has to be simple, and the government is concerned about it. And it's the churning. It's like a sagar manthan. Always remember the gestation period of any law to settle is minimum 10 years or more.